UFC 324, Gaethje versus Pimblett is taking place this Saturday, and I'm going over and breaking down every single fight on the card, from start to finish, giving my prediction and breakdown for every fight. And we're going to start off with the card opener of Adam Fuggit versus Ty Miller. So Adam Fuggit, he's a Muay Thai style guy. He does wrestle on occasion, but it's not very good. He's got no defense on the feet. Very ass. He's gonna get hit a lot. A little bit chinny, but it's Tulatav's powerful guy, so Ty Miller isn't really known for his power. So, and as for Ty Miller, he's only a striker. He is rangier and taller than Fuggit. A little bit of power, like he does. I've seen him drop people here and there, but never like, in a finishing sequence or anything, just kind of, flash knockdowns, drop to one knee, all that. A lot of decisions. Let's just get it out of the way. I'm going to go with Ty Miller by unanimous decision. I think he's going to school Adam Fuggit. Maybe drop him once or twice. Ty Miller. Decision, unanimous. Nobody really cares about this fight. I'm going to watch it, but moving on. Second bout on the prelims. Early prelims. I just want to make a little bit of an update. I just finished recording the video, but it turns out Cameron Smotherman has fucking passed out cold on the weigh-ins. And apparently the fight is cancelled. I feel bad for him. I was picking him to beat Ricky Tershos. That's what I did. I picked him to win by unanimous decision. But I guess I'm going to have to cut that part out and put this part in. Like at a weigh-ins. I've never seen that. Somebody, he passed out. I feel bad for him. And that should be playing, by the way, on the loop. But while I'm talking about this. Or perhaps just like a screenshot or something. God bless you, brother. We'll be moving on to the next fight. Josh Hokit versus Denzel Freeman. Josh Hokit, gaining a lot of fans. Made his UFC debut, won by TKO. But he didn't look all that good in his debut, I'd say. I don't think he looked all that good in the Contender Series fight either. He is powerful, but most heavyweights are powerful. It is very rare that a heavyweight isn't powerful. He does wrestle, but he's not good at it. He is not. He's also kind of dumb, like a lot of heavyweights. So he can finish Freeman. I do see it happening. But I like Freeman a little more. I think he's a little smarter. He's a lot rangier on the feet as well, by the way. So he can keep his distance well if he does do that, which I hope he does. Not really anything I've seen in terms of a lot of power, but he is a great wrestler. Good takedown defense. Hokit is shit at wrestling, so I think, if anything, if he shoots a takedown on Freeman, Freeman's just going to reverse that shit. I do think this is going to be a boring fight. I'm going to go with Denzel Freeman to win a unanimous decision over Josh Hokit. I think Hokit is overrated. He's fun on the mic, it's nice to have something exciting in the heavyweight division, but I can't ignore how, the very clear flaws of his that Freeman is very good at exploiting on other people. Would I prefer Josh Hokit to win because he's a little more exciting? Yeah. I think this is going to be a blob fest from Denzel Freeman, blobbing on top of Josh Hokit for 3 rounds. I'm going to go with Denzel Freeman by unanimous decision. Moving on to our final early prelim fight. Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. Both of our unks, although Alexander Hernandez has aged pretty well. Looks like he's still in his 20s. Johnson, powerful guy. Fluky. When you pick him to lose, he manages to win. Decent takedown defense. But this fight isn't going to the ground. He can wrestle, but I don't think this is going to the ground. As for Alexander Hernandez, also a very powerful guy. A little more rangy, I believe, than Michael Johnson when it comes to reach. He's dumb. I will say that he is dumb. Doesn't have the smartest decision making. But he does have more finishing ability, which is why I'm going to pick him. I think this is going to stay on the feet. I'm going to go with Alexander Hernandez by late first round KO. We just see Michael Johnson chin too much. He's a bit chinny. I cannot ignore that. I can't ignore the fact that Michael Johnson is a little bit chinny. He can win. He can. But I don't see it happening. I think Hernandez can stuff takedowns if Michael Johnson does go and shoot for him. I think this will stay standing on the feet long enough that Hernandez will eventually KO. I'm going to go with Alexander Hernandez by late first round KO. Moving on to the prelims. Alex Perez, good old Unk versus another Unk, Charles Johnson, except one of them is on a skid and the other one looking like he's going to make his way right there, just out of the top 5. Alex Perez, very good ground game. He's decent on the feet. He can hold his own, as we saw in the Amabayev fight. A fight which I thought Alex Perez was winning up until he got finished in round 3. He's a little dumb on the feet in terms of decision making. On the ground, he doesn't know what he's doing. Charles Johnson. He's got power, and he builds into the fights, man. He starts slow, reading his opponent. He knows that he cannot be taken down by Alex Perez, but I don't think he's going to get finished by Alex Perez on the ground, because Alex Perez doesn't typically do that, really. He's got pretty decent takedown defense. Again, rangier fighter compared to all the other flyweights. I think Charles Johnson, no, not at bantamweight. I think his success is at flyweight against these small guys like Kavanaugh, like Van. I'm going to go with Charles Johnson, round 2 KO against Alex Perez. Alex Perez has 1 foot out. Charles Johnson, he's looking to make his way up the rankings. And Alex Perez is inactive. As of late, he's been a little bit more active. But typically, he's very inactive. Very, very inactive. This guy does not fight frequently at all. I'm going to have to go with Charles Johnson. KO in round 2. Builds into the fight. He doesn't typically get a round 1 KO. I'm going to say round 2 KO. I think he's going to have figured out Alex Perez, win the first round, and then KO him in the second. I don't think Johnson beats anyone in the top 5. He did beat Van, the champ, but, you know, he could improve. He could have improved since the Charles Johnson fight. I think he has. So, moving on up the card. Moving up, Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bakauskas. Now, I was originally going to pick Krylov because I do think technical-wise, he's a lot better than Modestas. You know, Nikita can grapple. He is very aggressive, but he's on a skid. He's gotten chinnier, and whereas Modestas, you know, he's good, but a little bit overrated. He's got good power. Alright takedown defense. I don't think Krylov is going to, you know, get takedowns on Modestas, or often, you know. And Modestas is typically a finisher. I want to see Krylov win, but I'm going to have to go with Modestas Bakauskas. And I'm going to pick him by 3rd round TKO. I think as this fight goes on, it looks like Krylov's winning. I think Krylov's going to make it very close, competitive, but Modestas is going to be just slightly ahead. Get a TKO finish in round 3. Moving on, we got Gautier versus Andre Pulyaev. Pulyaev is cooked. He's getting slimed. He's getting slimed. He's getting slimed out. Atiba, you know, he's got insane power. He does have weaknesses. A little bit weak to the legs, body kicks, low kicks, and you can't be afraid of him. If you want to beat Atiba Gautier, you can't be afraid of him. And that's the big issue with Andre Pulyaev. He's afraid of everybody he's fighting. He's very hesitant when it comes to fighting them. He's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Timid. He's timid when he's fighting them. Pulyaev is a good kickboxer, can keep his range, but he's too gun shy. He has wrestled, can wrestle, but not super good at it. And like I said, gun shy. I think this is going to be a late round 1 TKO for Atiba Gautier, where Pulyaev is just going to will to his power. Just like the last guy did. You cannot pick Pulyaev. He's too gun shy. Moving on. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davidson Figueiredo. Umar versus Figgy. Umar, you know him. Good wrestling. Good striker as well. But, as you know, the problem with Umar is that he's got a 2-round gas tank. And for Figgy, he is on a skid. He's got power. But he's too small for bantamweight. He was good at flyweight. A little bit too small for bantamweight. And he's just not as good as he was when he was in his prime, obviously. I don't like the Montel Jackson fight. I don't like how he looked. It was such an easy, winnable fight, and he just, I don't know, made it too close with Montel Jackson, a guy who I don't even think should be ranked at bantamweight. I think Figgy can survive on the ground, but I don't think he's got like the scrambles of Mario Bautista to keep getting up and make it difficult for Umar. I'm going to go with Umar to win a boring 30-27 decision. This will be like the 3-round version of Hamza DDP, Islam JDM. This will be the 3-round version of those fights. I think it's going to be boring. The fight's going to be good coming up to this fight. And then this is going to kill the momentum of the card, unfortunately. I'm going to go with Umar. Very boring 30-27 decision win over Figgy, unfortunately. But I am rooting for Figgy. Moving on to the main card. We have Jean Silva versus Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen, good chin. He is weak to kicks though. But you know, he's a very technical, good striker. Technically better than Jean Silva. But he's been out for a while. He's been out for a year and a half. And I don't like that. And I don't like how inactive Arnold Allen is. Especially lately. Not his fault, but I don't like how inactive he's been. He's good. And Jean Silva, we know, powerful, unpredictable. He's a good wrestler, actually. Very good BJJ as well. A lot of people are picking Jean Silva. I'm going to pick Jean Silva. Just letting you know. Just letting you know I'm picking Jean Silva. But most people are picking him by TKO or KO or decision. I'm going to say Jean Silva by submission. I think Jean Silva gets a submission win over Arnold Allen. I think round 1 is going to be very competitive and close. Arnold's going to be doing his thing, you know? But I think Jean's pressure is going to look good on the judges. And he's going to win round 1. Very competitive round 1. And round 2, I think that's where Jean's going to start putting it on him. He's going to drop Arnold to a knee. Typically, Arnold Allen doesn't really get dropped badly. If he does, it's like to a knee, like we saw in the Dan Hooker fight or the Holloway fight. I think at some point, Jean's going to get him down, land some nasty ground and pound. And I think Arnold Allen's going to try and buck out. And I think Jean Silva is going to latch up a Darce choke in round 2 and tap out, submit Arnold Allen. That's my prediction. I think Jean Silva's going to go on a successful title run. I know he lost RNL because of the Lopez loss, but I think Jean Silva's going to go on his own title run and get the title. I do think Jean Silva will be a UFC champion at some point. And I think it will be in this title run that he's going on right now. I think it will be successful for him. I do think he'll win. I'm going to go with Jean Silva round to submission via Darce choke. Gonna feel bad for Arnold Allen. Tism versus Tism. What can we do about it? Moving on. Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunes. Natalia, you know, she's got good game planning. That's what I like about her. Good striking. Good wrestling and grappling whenever she does, but she doesn't often use it. Whereas Rose, she's just a striker. But she's not in her prime anymore. And I didn't like how close her last fight was against Miranda Maverick. And I don't rate Miranda Maverick that, like, highly. I don't think she's that good. Rose won it clear, but it was super, super close. I think this won't be a walk in the park like the Grasso fight was for Natalia, but I do think she will clearly win. I'm going to go with Natalia Silva to win a unanimous decision over Rose Namajunes. I think she will school her on the feet. Rose is good on the feet, but I think Natalia Silva is just the best striker right now at women's flyweight. So, and like I said, I like her game planning. Moving on, we're getting out of the way of that. We got Waldo Cortes-Acosta versus Derek Lewis, our featured bout of the card. Now, Waldo and Derek Lewis, they're both super strong, powerful guys. Waldo's typically a counter striker, but he can wrestle. We saw it. We've seen it. He can wrestle. He could take down Derek Lewis and blob him. This could go to a decision. Do not rule it out. This can go to a decision where Waldo kind of blobs Derek Lewis for 3 rounds. That could happen. But I'm going to go with the underdog of Derek Lewis. And that's just because I think although Derek Lewis stylistically looks bad when it comes to fighting somebody who's kind of more of a technical heavyweight, because not a lot of heavyweights are technical in Waldo Cortes-Acosta. I think a lot of people are picking Waldo because of that, and because of the recent finishes, but Waldo goes to the decisions a lot as well, you know? But I think Delu is stylistically a bad matchup for Waldo. He's going to be pressuring right away, and, you know, again, like I said, Waldo's really good with that counter, right? But I don't think it'll land. I think he'll feel the first punch that lands from Derek early on in the fight is going to hurt Waldo. And then Derek's going to keep going at him, and at him, and at him, and at him. And it's just going to break Waldo. I think we're going to see a Derek Lewis first round KO win very early on in the fight. This is going to be a fast sequence, fast fight. I can see Waldo winning, but I see him winning like a decision. Oh, I farted. I'm going to go with Derek Lewis, round 1, KO win, underdog. I think there'll be one underdog win on the main card, and I think that's going to be Derek Lewis, honestly. Moving on to the co-main event. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. Sean, very powerful guy. Lot of pop in his hands. He's a sniper, rangier, great striker, and I think his takedown defense is pretty good. Thing is though, Song Yadong has power of his own. You know, Cejudo, great chin. I think he's got a great fucking chin. He's got good counters as well. Decent wrestler, but he is really short. There is trouble for O'Malley, but as I was saying, no shame in getting taken down by Merab. Merab keeps shooting takedowns. That first fight. That first fight with Merab was very close. Very close. He did lose it, but it was super close. And I rate it. It's just the second fight was a lot more clear for Merab, because Merab started to get a lot more comfortable on the feet. And I think that was the problem. Whereas Song Yadong, I don't think he's going to be comfortable like Merab was. He's going to be a lot more hesitant. He's going to be looking to counter strike with our good boy Sean. I think Song Yadong can mix into wrestling, but I rate the fact that he stuffed Aljo's takedowns. He stuffed all of them. Now, to be fair, Aljo only shot in like 1 or 2 takedowns that fight. And he was going into that fight not in his best version of himself. But we never know if a fighter's going into a fight. We never know if they're going into a fight as the best version of themselves. We never really know that. You can only assume. I think O'Malley's kicks are going to be really good. I think his defensive striking is far better than Song Yadong's. Song Yadong is good. He can beat a lot of these guys. He is a powerful guy as well, but I don't think O'Malley's chinny either. Like, he got dropped by Yan, but the thing about Yan is that he's super precise, man. He's very, very precise when it comes to his power. It's not that he's super powerful or anything, but it's kind of like a Volk situation where he's very accurate when he does land. And accuracy is a big thing. O'Malley, he has the accuracy plus the power. That's what I like about O'Malley. And I like how he's a lot taller. I think he'll be able to defend most of Song Yadong's takedowns. I don't think this will stay on the ground for too long. Hopefully not. I'm rooting for Sean. And I do think he's going to win. I think Sean O'Malley gets back in the win column, beats Song Yadong by unanimous decision. I'm going to go with Sean O'Malley, 30-27 decision. One judge it gives it 29-28. The other two give it 30-27. I'm going to go with Sean O'Malley to win. Call out Piotr Yan. That's the co-main event. Moving on to the main event. Justin Gaethje. Rufus. Big Rufus versus Paddy the Baddy. Pimblett. Mr. Chris Griffin himself. You know Gaethje? Powerful. Scrappy as well. He's a little bit chinny. A little bit. And he's super good in the pocket. But his takedown defense is shit. His grappling is shit. He is out of his prime. He can beat Paddy. I see him potentially beating Paddy. Low kicks, jabs, the pressure being too much for Paddy Pimblett. I can see that. But here is the key thing with Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett, let's just, before I say what it is, Paddy Pimblett is a lot taller, a lot rangier. I know how he looked like in the, on Wednesday. Horrible posture, but I think that's just Paddy when he's kind of not standing up straight. As we saw yesterday in the presser, he was standing up straight, and he was taller than Gaethje. A good bit taller. Longer arms, longer legs. Good takedown defense, but Gaethje isn't going to fucking wrestle. Good BJJ. And he's getting better. That's the thing about Paddy. He's getting better. And here's the key thing about Paddy Pimblett. Here's the key thing about Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. I said this for Natalia Silva, but I think this is far more clear for Paddy Pimblett and his team. Their game plans are wicked fucking good. They're insanely good. Now against like an Ilia Topuria, that's why I think Paddy Pimblett would do well against an Ilia Topuria. The game planning against Ilia. But the thing is that I don't think he beats an Ilia Topuria. Because Ilia Topuria's game planning is just as good. And I do think eventually he'll find the chin. He'll take Paddy down, you know? Now Paddy, I like the game planning is just so fucking good. This guy knows what to do in the fucking cage, and he does it well and he executes it. I think the Jared Gordon fight was a bad look. He injured himself in the first round. Tore his ACL, I believe, or something like that. But ever since that fight, man, I mean, the Tony fight was But let's say his past few fights, he's gotten better. I like his game planning. His striking isn't better than Gaethje's. I don't think he's going to take Gaethje down easily. I know the Fiziev thing. But Fiziev took him down easily. But that's Fiziev. Fiziev is shorter. I think he can get takedowns out of nowhere a lot easier than a Paddy Pimblett can, who's a lot bigger and, you know, lengthier. You know, so who's going to get a takedown easier on Gaethje? It's going to be Fiziev. Although I don't think Fiziev is as good as Paddy. I rate Paddy, man. I think he's good. He's definitely top 5 right now at lightweight. Sorry, brain fart. I'm gonna go with Paddy Pimblett to win. I think Paddy Pimblett beats Justin Gaethje by round 2 submission or round 3 ground and pound TKO. I see round 1 being a very close round. Round 1 is going to be very competitive. Gaethje's going to be backing him up. He's going to be catching him. There's going to be moments where whenever Gaethje does land clean on Paddy, we're going to go, dude, how the fuck did Paddy eat that? That's what people are going to be saying. How did Paddy eat that shot from fucking Gaethje? Paddy's chin is going to be his chin is really good, brother. It's super good. He ate a clean shot from Chandler like it was nothing. Now, I don't think Chandler's power is as good as Gaethje's. Don't get me wrong. I think once Paddy feels Gaethje's power, he's going to go, oh shit, this guy does hit fucking hard. He kicks hard as well. But I think Paddy's ready to fucking take it. I think he's ready for it. He's been ready for it. I think round 1's going to be super close round. People are going to be divided on who won round 1. But after that, I think the momentum's going to switch. Paddy's team are going to tell him, hey man, we knew this was going to come. We saw this. We were ready for this. You know you can fucking take it now. Alright, now go get him. And I think round 2 is going to be a very clear Paddy round. If he doesn't finish Gaethje there in round 2, I think he'll get takedowns on Gaethje. Not like how Fiziev did again, where he just shot it and got it right away. And Gaethje fell over himself. The way I see Pimblett getting takedowns is eventually they end up in the clinch, up against the cage. And Pimblett hits him with a good fucking sweep. That's what Pimblett's good at. That's how he gets his takedowns. With a sweep. Or up against the cage going for a single leg. That's how he does it. And I think he will. And as soon as he does, Gaethje's, again, a fish out of water when he's on the ground. He's gonna go, oh fuck. What am I fucking doing here? Gaethje. The problem with Gaethje is that he's too fucking dumb. He beat Poirier. Good win. But Poirier is just clearly out of his prime by that point. I think last time we saw him was that Oliveira fight. Gaethje's stupid. He's dumb. I love Big Rufus. But we can all unanimously agree he's fucking dumb. Hits like a motherfucker. He comes after you like a raging bull. And if he hits you, you could be cooked. But I think Paddy can take it. And he knows that Gaethje is a fucking raging bull who's going to be coming at him. Full steam ahead. And this is one of those times where I don't think the fucking raging bull being crazy is going to work. Now, this is like, but you said Arnold Allen, Paddy's a more technical fighter than Gaethje, yes. But you said Arnold Allen is a lot more technical than Jean, and Sean was more unpredictable and wild. But the thing is with Jean and Arnold Allen, this is two completely different scenarios. Paddy's been more active than Gaethje, which is weird to say. So weird to say. He's been a lot more active than Gaethje, a little bit more active than Gaethje. A little bit more. Especially as of recent. Fiziev fight, I don't really count it as anything. I'm not going to use the Fiziev fight as anything of like, oh, this is why Paddy wins. Because Fiziev is a completely stylistic matchup, and that was like on 2 weeks' notice. Gaethje is out of his prime. I don't think he's declining per se, but I just think the competition's caught up. I just think everybody's caught up to Gaethje. And Gaethje does still beat most lightweights, especially out of the top 5, but I think Paddy belongs right there with him right now, for now. I think Paddy's, again, really fucking good. I'm going to go with Pimblett, round 2 sub or round 3 TKO. I'm going to kind of fence it on the method. By the way, people who say, this fight, there's no way it's going to fucking decision. They always jinx it and it ends up going to decision. I don't fucking get it with you people. Never fucking say that. There's no way this fight's going to decision. It ends up going to decision. Almost fucking 60% of the time people say that shit, it always goes to decision. Shut up. I don't know about this fight. Tricky. I've been contemplating it for a bit. Who wins? I can see Gaethje winning. And I like Rufus. But I'm rooting for Pimblett. Because I do want to see that Pulyaev fight. And the build up to that fight would be just fucking infinitely better than it would be against Gaethje. Because we know they both get slammed out by Ilya. But if anyone has a chance, it's Pimblett. Let's be real. We know Rufus is just going to get slammed out right away. And we don't really give 2 fucks about the build-up, though, do we? Rufus is going to retire on a loss. Whether that be to Pimblett or to Pulyaev. He's going to retire on a loss. So I'm sorry, Gaethje fans. But that's just the fucking reality you got to accept. Rufus is going to lose brutally to somebody. Whether that be Pimblett or to Pulyaev. And I would much rather see a Pimblett Pulyaev build-up than a fucking Pulyaev Gaethje. Because Gaethje, Pulyaev, I could not give 2 fucks about that fight. I could not. Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb. I could not give 2 fucks. At the very least, Pimblett has some semblance of a chance against Ilya. Some chance. Whereas Gaethje, I don't see him having any fucking chance. He can hit like a motherfucker. But against Pulyaev, man, it don't matter. Well, that's it. Paddy Pimblett, round 2 submission, round 3 TKO. People are going to be saying, Paddy, he beat 2 guys with black American custom shorts back to back. That's just something I can see people saying on Twitter. So let's just go over my picks for the card. I picked Ty Miller by unanimous decision, Cameron Smotherman unanimous decision, Denzel Freeman unanimous decision, Modestas Bakauskas 3rd round TKO, Tabor Gautier 1st round TKO, Umar boring unanimous decision, Jean Silva round 2 dark stroke submission, Natalia Silva unanimous decision, Derek Lewis 1st round KO, O'Malley unanimous decision, and Paddy Pimblett finish. I'm going to fence it on the method because I don't know. But I do think Pimblett will get the finish over Gaethje. Or a decision. He could win a decision. I can see Gaethje winning a decision as well, but as the fight builds up, I think Paddy's momentum is just going to build up better and better. Because he's just going to know what's coming after him. He knows he's going to see everything that fucking Gaethje's throwing. Gaethje will have moments, but overall, I'm going to be picking Paddy Pimblett. And that's about it. Those are all my predictions. I might do a fight companion tomorrow, because the card is tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed. Nobody's fucking watching this except maybe 1 or 2 people. But I appreciate it. God bless you all. And I'll see you guys on Sunday when I upload the breakdown for the card. Goodbye.